Hey everybody, I am going to make a video today to explain blood typing and how it's done. Just kind of to clarify things. When I was in nursing school, a lot of people struggled with understanding how blood typing worked and how donating blood works and everything like that. For some of you that understand it well, maybe this will give you a opportunity to use a visual aid to try and teach somebody else how to do blood typing and understand it. I used this and helped quite a few people in my class to kind of get what blood goes with what blood and everything along that sort. So just real quick, let me explain how blood works. So you have 3 different antigens that your blood can be made up of. You have your A antigen, your B antigen, and then your Rh factor, which is going to be whether your blood type is positive or negative. So if you have, we'll just do a quick little picture and then I'll get into it. So if you have your blood cell here, just like that, that would be O negative. There are no antigens attached to this. That is O negative. So say you get an Rh factor. We're going to make that a little stick hanging off to the side. So if you have an Rh factor like that attached to your blood type, you would be O positive, like me. So that would just be your Rh factor. If you have, we'll just make it as easy as possible, a triangle antigen, we're going to call that your A because it kind of looks like an A antigen. That would make you A negative because you have your A antigen and you don't have the Rh factor. So likewise, if you have, I put A positive, it would be A negative. A negative, correct myself there. All right, so your blood, go ahead and attach that and the Rh factor. Then you'd have yourself A positive here. As you can see, you have your A antigen and your Rh factor right there. You can also have your B antigen. We're just going to make that a little circle or half circle attached down to the bottom of it. So your blood cell now has this B antigen. That would make your blood type B negative because you do not have that Rh factor. So same thing goes with this. Go ahead and attach that B antigen there. Go ahead and attach that Rh factor. That gives you your B positive blood. All right. So on top of all of that, you can have both A and B antigens, which would give you AB blood, which would look something like that. You have your A antigen attached here and your B antigen attached there. No Rh factor, which would make it your AB negative, and then you also have your AB positive, which would have the A antigen, the B antigen, and the Rh factor, which would look something simple like that. So that's very crude, but how can you tell which ones go together? So that's where my visual aid comes in. We're going to call, I'll just write it down here so that way we can have a key that you can reference back to. We are going to call the Rh factor, we will call that one red. So our Rh factor here is going to be red. Rh, red, makes it easy to remember. Then we have our A antigen. We're going to make that yellow. And we have our B antigen. We're going to make that blue. So Rh, red, A, yellow, B, blue. Easy enough to remember. So if you're familiar with the color wheel, you'll know that red, yellow, and blue are the primary colors. You can make all the colors from the rainbow with those 3. So let's take it just a little bit further. And we're going to say that And we'll add it on here too. AB would be yellow and blue together, which is going to be green. So AB is going to be green. Okay. So now let's add the RH factor in with the AB and A and B. So if we add them together, these are going to be your negative types. Add in the RH factor, so we have A positive, B positive, and AB positive. We also have O type. So the RH factor is going to be that O negative blood type. And we're going to have O positive here. So no, not O negative, O positive. O positive. So our A positive blood, we're going to have the yellow and the RH factor, which is going to give us orange. Our B positive blood is going to be the B with the RH factor, which is going to give us purple. And then the AB positive kind of makes like a sludge colored black, almost brown, black. We're just going to call it black for the sake of the experiment that we're doing here. And then the O positive is going to be that red, because it'll have that RH factor. Okay, so I have a little shot glass here. Don't judge me for using a shot glass. I didn't have anything better to use. So this is just kind of going to explain it. So let's see here. I think I have enough sticky notes, so we're just going to do it this way. We're going to say O negative. O negative blood. A negative. B negative. AB negative. And then all of our positive colors here. I am one sticky note shy, so I'm not going to bother with all of these right here. Well, you know, I will bother with all of those right there. Let me go get more sticky notes. Okay, so we're just going to use pink for the sake of this one. So we will have our O positive. Uh-oh, it's not going to like that. Our A positive. B positive. And we'll just let those fall in the water, it doesn't matter. And our AB positive. All right. So our O negative is going to stay clear. It does not have any antigens in it. As we can look right here, we can see our O negative has no antigens. Our A negative has one antigen, the A antigen. And like I said before, we're going to make the A antigen yellow. So let me go ahead and add yellow to the A negative. All right. So A negative is yellow. Then our B negative has the B antigen. No other antigens. So we're going to go ahead and add blue. Remember? B antigen, blue. Easy to remember. Okay. There's our B negative. All right, and then our AB negative has both the A antigen and the B antigen, but no RH factor. So we are going to do yellow and a little bit more yellow and blue. And that's going to make a green color once we mix it up. And I will demonstrate that a little bit better once I get my syringes out. So then our O positive is going to have that RH factor. Remember, RH factor is going to be red because that makes it easier to remember. So we're going to put our red in there. Ra positive is going to be orange because it has the A antigen and the RH factor there. So we are going to add our yellow and a little bit of red. Our B positive, remember B is blue, add our B antigen here, and our RH factor, which is the red. And then our AB positive is going to have A antigen, B antigen, and RH factor. It's going to have just a little bit of everything in there. Okay, so let's do a quick little explanation here. So O negative has no antigens in it. AB positive has all of the antigens in it. That would make our O negative blood our universal donor blood. That is one that can be given to all of the blood types and not affect it in any way, shape, or form. So I have my syringe here. I'm going to go ahead and just give a quick little demonstration. I have my A negative that I'm pulling up here. And I have my O negative that I'm going to pull up here. Here comes the shot glass. Okay. So if I put my A antigen in here, my A negative, you can see I've got the yellow in there. And no matter how much I add the O negative, it does not change the color whatsoever. So you can see that it stays yellow. All right, I just had to remove the needles. They weren't cooperating how I wanted them to. So that also means that our AB positive is going to be our universal receiving blood, which means that no matter what color you add to the AB positive, whether it be O negative, which is clear, A negative, which is yellow, or B negative or B positive, our AB positive is going to remain this kind of blackish green color here. So we'll give you a better example with this one. So we have the AB positive. It doesn't matter what color I add to this. We've got A negative or A positive here. Doesn't change the color at all. Not even slightly. We have our B negative here. We'll add this to it. Doesn't change the color. So with that being said, that means that you can receive any blood type if you are AB positive, which makes AB positive the universal receiving blood type. O negative, again, we can show you here if we have O positive. The RH factor is in here. Let me mix this up a little bit better. I guess it helps if I do mix it. So we have our O positive, which is going to be our O-type blood that has no other antigens except for the RH factor. So what happens if you add a different RH, or not an RH, a different antigen to this that doesn't belong? So you have your O positive, okay? O positive can receive a donation from O positive. Doesn't change it. O positive can receive a donation from O negative. It doesn't change it. But as soon as you try and add something in there that doesn't belong, like we'll say B negative, has the B antigen that this does not. As soon as it hits that, your blood coagulates. It clots up and it no longer can receive that blood. All right, so another example would be, we'll just say our B positive here. We'll get that mixed up. It's not purpley enough. All right. So our B positive here, it's a very, very dark purple. Here, let's add some more O negative, because remember, our B positive, it can receive any blood type that has the same antigens. So it's a very, very dark purple. It almost looks black, so it's kind of a poor example. But it's a very, very dark purple. So that means that this can receive from our universal donor the O negative, but it also can receive from O positive because it has that Rh factor. The same goes with our B negative. It can also receive the B negative antigen, or the B antigen without the Rh factor, and that can be donated. So if we have our B positive, they can receive O type blood of either sort and B type blood of either sort. But now let's flip that around and say we have a B negative blood type. Our B negative blood type is this beautiful blue right here. It can receive O negative blood and B negative blood. But as soon as you introduce a different type of antigen, you cannot give it A, you cannot give it AB. If you give it the AB antigen, this green color right here, it's going to turn your blood green, and then you have a change in color which coagulates. So let's do another example here. We have the A positive blood. This is our orange color. We'll go ahead and put the orange in there, the A positive blood. So what blood types can this one receive? Let me know in the comments below what you think the A positive blood type can receive. I'll give you a couple minutes or a couple seconds. So if you said anything on this half of the table, you were correct. Our A positive blood can receive the clear A negative. It can receive the yellow A negative. I said clear O negative is what I meant. Yellow A negative. It can receive the O positive, and it's still orange. It's just a little bit darker shade of orange, as long as it stays orange. And then it can receive A positive blood as well. And in the end, the color remains orange. So what does that mean for our AB negative blood? Well, our AB negative blood has all of the antigens except for the Rh factor, which means if it is a negative type blood, it can give to a negative type blood if it has the same antigens. So our AB negative is made up of A antigen, B antigen, and it can take O negative as well, because O negative, again, is our universal donor. It doesn't change the color at all. We can throw our A negative in there. Doesn't change our color. Remains green. We can throw our B negative in there. It might darken it up, but it still remains green. And that's just because AB negative can receive the A antigen and the B antigen. I think that's all that I have for you guys. If you have any other questions or anything that needs clarification, let me know in the comments below. If this video helped you out or you just enjoyed watching it, please do like it. This is not my typical style of video, but I am a registered nurse. It's my joy and my honor to teach anybody that needs teaching on how to do stuff. Or how to understand things. I love to clarify things in any way, shape, or form that I can. And if there's anything that you guys want me to do clarification on, whether in nursing school or anything like that, let me know in the comments below. I'd love to make another video on it. I love to do the research for that kind of stuff. Thanks again for watching, guys. Leave me a like, subscribe to my channel, as I will have more videos like this down the line. You guys are awesome. Thanks again. Bye.